I, 42M, want to cancel a trip because of my debt. My husband, 62M, wants to pay my share instead. I have about $20,000 in credit card debt. I'm on track to pay it off within 2 years, but we're meant to go on an international trip next year, mostly for an event I want to attend. I work contract to contract, and my husband is semi-retired. We have extra money in the mortgage to cover emergencies, but it's off limits for the CC debt. It's for medical emergencies, house burning down, etc. The CC debt is from work courses I've taken and from a previous holiday. A few contracts have fallen through at short notice, which has reduced my income in the last couple of years. Even so, I'm able to pay more than the minimum payments each month to reduce the term of the repayments, but it doesn't leave much in my savings. I told him last week that I don't see how I can afford the trip in my current position, unless I pick up a contract for the next 6 months. A big job recently fell through. I'm looking for other work, but it won't pay nearly as well as the canceled job. He told me today he's just pay for my share of the trip, and I can pay him back later. We generally split things 50-50, though I've been paying a bit more recently for regular expenses, as his income will drop a bit in full retirement. The trip is likely to be $7.10K each. My view is that I got myself into this debt, and if that means I miss this trip, that's my responsibility and consequence. Also, adding $7.10K debt, whether it's to a bank or to him, is unacceptable to me. He wants to go on the trip as much as I do, and he does have savings that would cover my share. How do I explain my problem to him without sounding ungrateful? Or am I being too hard on myself and should just accept his offer? I was on board until he said, and I could pay him back later. If he wants to pay for the trip outright with no expectation of being repaid, great. But this no. Putting yourself $10,000 in debt to your spouse while you have insecure income and lots of pre-existing debt is a recipe for disaster. If you don't pay him fast enough, he will resent you. If you buy anything else while you still owe, he will resent you, just on and on. Tell him, honestly, that with the debt you already have you are unwilling to go further into debt for a vacation, and that you are very uncomfortable with the idea of one spouse owing money to the other. Tell him that you only want to go if it's a gift. You don't need more debt, and it's dumb to go if you cannot afford it. You can't afford this trip. You couldn't afford the last one either, and look how it's affecting you now. Don't do it. Wait. You're married and you don't combine your finances? Your husband expects you to pay him back? Triangular flag. You don't have a money problem, you have a husband problem. That's way beyond the scope of Reddit advice. How do I explain my problem to him without sounding ungrateful? I don't wish to take on more debt at this time. He isn't paying your share though, he's loaning you the money, and that's very different. If he wants to actually pay for you, then by all means accept it, but I wouldn't take on another $710K debt just to go on holiday. 30F and my friend 27F. Why does she do this? When I met this friend 4 years ago, I met through a mutual friend. She's always known me as married. She wasn't a part of my life when I was single. She, however, is single. She's had 2 breakups in the past 4 or so years. But for some reason, she always finds the need to let me know every single time she gets hit on by a guy. And mind you, this always comes after she's posted provocative pictures, went out of her way to suggest she wants attention, etc. OMG, this guy's just hit on me. OMG, did you see? He said I'm beautiful. OMG, he said I have a nice body. OMG, look. This guy said he wants me. Everyone just wants to have with me. And then saying things like, why does every guy want me? I'm beautiful and intelligent. I'll never be with anyone. I'm happy the way I am and enough for myself. I want a single for the rest of my life. I can never be with someone. I'll never share my life with anyone. I've also noticed that sometimes when we're out and then somebody tries to have a conversation with me, general conversation, nothing flirty even, she steps in right away and says she's married, by the way. I'm single. And a lot of times when we're out and someone says something to her like, you're gorgeous, or I like your outfit, literally after we walk away she asks, what did he say? Did you hear him? I didn't catch that. Almost making sure that I did hear her getting complimented. But when it happens with me, she's the first to turn around and pretend she didn't hear anything, lol. Although I don't ask her to confirm like she does with me. Anyways, how do I tell this friend politely that I know what she's doing, and I'm really not interested whether she gets hit on or not? I'm happy with my husband, and I'm not insecure or even remotely jealous about missing out on compliments from random men. Let me add one more thing. sorry this is so long. Others have noticed the same about her. Although I will say, she does have a way to target everyone based on their individual circumstances as well. For example, my husband is average height. He isn't like 6'8" tall, but he isn't on the shorter side either. Just average. I don't go for outer looks or appearance. Rather what's on the inside. She, however, whenever gets hit on or whatever also says things like, oh, and he's tall. Heck, we once went to a haunted house during Halloween, and this actor at the haunted house said something like, I'm not going to let you pass from here. You know how these things are if you've ever been to one, and she literally said, OMG, he didn't let me go. I wouldn't mind staying there with him. He's tall too. Like, okay. Then justifies it saying, being tall is just my type. I love tall men, but at the same time says she wants to remain single all her life and doesn't see herself sharing her life with anyone because she's too good for anyone and no man is ever going to be good enough for her. Girl, make up your mind. Ugh. Another thing I'd like to talk to her about, but she's so sensitive. How she recently got a big girl job. Up until now she would always tell me how she goes to Ross, Burlington, or thrift stores to do her shopping. I don't see anything wrong with that. I am not judging here, FYI. But she'd just tell me about how she shops at these places, but never mentioned any price tags before from any of these places. Neither did she ever mention a brand name from these places. She'd say things like, I was at Ross and found a cute pink top with puffy sleeves. Anyways, after she got this big girl job recently, she's very clearly started sending me screenshots almost every day, photos and order receipts from places she has started shipping at. These clothes ranging in the higher dollar 100s per item. Sometimes more. She started saying things like, OMG, I was at the mall and I went to name of a luxury store and got this pair of pants that were for price, and even though I didn't need them, I got them cause why not? Even if she goes to places like Nordstrom where they have several different brands, she makes sure to mention brand names and price tags now. Now, I don't care whether someone wears a $5 t-shirt or a $500 t-shirt. I've never felt the need to mention any price tag or anything of that sort to anyone. She started mentioning things like, ugh, I stopped at Ross today because my mom wanted to and I literally didn't find anything there. Or, I don't even shop at Burlington anymore. I am happy with my brand name top. This one time we were at the mall and I was feeling a bit cold, so I said, oh, I'm cold, I should have kept a sweater. And she replied, really? I'm pretty warm in my brand name, full-sleeved bodysuit. Like, okay? Even if I talk about an article of clothing I bought that I really like, I say things like, ooh, I was out the other day and saw this really cute summer dress at the mall. I don't even mention the name of the store, lol. It's like pink and has a floral print. It's cute. I've told her things like, I don't think price matters when you like something or when something is good, but I don't think she gets the cue. How do I tell her politely that I really don't care for the price? I'm happy she's making good money and is able to afford pricey things, but my friendship with someone is never based on what one can afford and what one can't. Serious question for context. Why are you friends with this person? You haven't mentioned a single positive thing about her. She's insecure, and I see no point in calling her out. I'd reconsider being friends with her. What if she gets it in her head to see if your husband wants her? Who knows the lengths she'll go to feed her ego? Nah. You are mistaken. This has absolutely nothing to do with you or the fact you are married. It isn't about you missing out on comments, almost the opposite. This is self-soothing behavior for her. She absolutely craves the validation of others. She is trying extremely hard to convince others, most especially herself, that she is desired. My guess, she's insanely insecure and miserable in her life. She's too loud about loving being single. She needs constant validation on her appearance because she has no personality to go with it. She doesn't like it when you get complimented or talked to because it completely invalidates her only self-worth. Good luck with a friend like that. Don't ever let her start tearing you down to build herself up. ETA, forgot to answer your question. You can try telling her how you feel or that you know what she's doing, but I highly doubt it's going to change anything. Maybe just ask if everything's okay in her life, and remind her she has more going for her than just what she thinks guys look for. Why would you subject yourself to this woman? She sounds exhausting. My lady friends and I all lift each other up and are each other's most adamant cheerleaders. Find you some friends like that instead of someone that's self-obsessed and insecure. She needs therapy, but you can't make her get it. This girl is extremely insecure. If I were you, I'd keep her at a distance. My 32F, husband, 35M, might have feelings for his younger coworker. My 32F, husband, 35M, admitted that he thinks he has feelings for his younger female coworker, early 20s. He started a new job about 6 months ago and is confused about his feelings. Apparently this girl is in a long-distance relationship and seems to like to chat with him. She is aware that he is married, and in his words he said that when he told her that he had kids she seemed surprised in a disappointed way, or he could be reading things wrong. She also asked about me, but normal questions. They have a similar upbringing, and apparently many older men in the office seems to find her attractive and talk about her. He can't tell if she is just super friendly and just likes attention, or if she may like him too. For background, I am almost 37 weeks pregnant with our third child, and he feels bad that he came clean about this, but also doesn't know if it's just a crush that will go away. This is also the first time he's worked with more attractive females in a company. Previously he's only really around men, and wants to squash whatever he's feeling for the sake of our family. We have 2 young toddlers as well. He works from home mostly, and only sees this person when he is in the office once a week, and everything has been kept professional. I know it's normal to have attraction to others, and that it may be more of an issue if someone takes action on that. I also lost my job earlier in the year due to federal-related layoffs, so it's not an ideal situation. He's the main provider now. In addition to the fact that he's dealing with other stress in his life, including feeling like his heart is not in this relationship at least right now, because we don't agree or connect on a lot of bigger picture items, financial, spiritual, parenting, etc. We've been married for 5 years, together 10 years. I am extremely hurt and frustrated, and while I know we aren't ideal partners, I feel like I want to work to have this happy family. He tells me it's not a big deal, and he only wants to focus on his job. He wouldn't do anything to jeopardize his job, and wants us to focus on the new baby and our kids, and not overthink this. I'm trying not to stay fixated on this, as likely nothing can come out of it, but it's hard with all my emotions right now. Do I just try and stop overthinking things, since I can't control anything, and try to weather this season we are going through? What would you do in this case? You need couples counseling immediately, and he needs to stop having any contact with this woman that isn't 100% necessary for work. No more chatting with her about their personal lives. If he isn't willing to do counseling with you and significantly distance himself from this woman, there is not much hope for your marriage. He's warning you that he's about to attempt to cheat on you. He only told you to alleviate some of the guilt. Wow, your husband is a loser. A very, very average, boring type of loser. There's a hot young woman in his vicinity that is baseline friendly to him. Likely thought he was a safe person to talk to because he is married. And he somehow thinks this means something kind of love affair is going to happen? It's just his pee-pee talking. He is in his 30s, and has children, and a pregnant wife, and still doesn't know how to discern the horny monkey wiener thoughts he is having? That's so fucking lame. He needs to grow the fuck up. He's an embarrassment. I'm so sorry he is making his pathetic loser stupidity your problem. That's a fucking crazy thing to say to your pregnant wife. He's admitted he is romantically interested in another woman, and you're worried you're overthinking it? You're underthinking it. It's over, he sucks, and if he's willing to say that to you he doesn't give a shit about your feelings. He's either very, very stupidly honest, or he wants to attack your self-esteem. Guess which one it is? Going for the younger model, while you're over 30 and pregnant, couldn't be more targeted to hurt you. So a young, attractive woman is friendly with an older man, and now he's attracted to her. I bet every older creep in that office is thinking the same thing face with rolling eyes. He tells me it's not a big deal, and he only wants to focus on his job. He wouldn't do anything to jeopardize his job, and wants us to focus on the new baby and our kids, and not overthink this. Then what the actual fuck was the purpose of telling you this? Gross. That poor girl isn't interested in his disgusting obsession with her. She seemed disappointed. Yes, she's 20-something, and having 2 kids plus 1 on the way is so far outside of her frame of view right now that she has nothing to say. The fact that she asks questions about you tells me she's trying to direct the focus back to his very pregnant wife and young family. Your husband is a pig to even stress you out with this. His feelings are just tingling in his pants. My 24M girlfriend 27F danced with another guy on a night out. Is it bad to be upset about it? Last weekend 2 events were going on. One that I love and my girlfriend doesn't, and another one that my girlfriend loves to go to, but I don't. She suggested that we should just go to the ones that we each like by ourselves and not worry about it. My problem comes in when she told me while we were at each event not to text her, but then started texting me about how she was being flirted with, danced with a guy, and gave her Instagram to another. Last night she was telling me how much fun it was to dance with him and be twirled around. I just want to know, is it bad that I feel upset by this and disrespected? I don't think she told anyone she's in a relationship. She gave her Instagram out, danced with a guy, and flirted with a different guy. Yes, she was out acting single. She's punishing you for doing your own thing and not wanting to be with her. She's telling you this to get you jealous, and it's working. Red flags. Triangular flag. Very obvious bid for attention. Otherwise she wouldn't have told you, not even guaranteed anything even happened. Question is this behavior tolerable and something you find permissible? Communication is always the best start. Make it know how you feel, and if you don't get what you want or she doesn't see anything wrong, she'll do it again, and you'll know it's time to go. Of course, it is disrespect. Trying to read that made my brain hurt. But from what I can tell, yes, it's fucked up for your girl to be dancing with other guys and bragging to you about it.